put up the ovary. And what you want to see on the ovary is you want to see follicles, and in those follicles you want to see oocytes. And we'll talk about this tomorrow, how oogenesis happens. But when you look at the ovary, you're going to look out to the edge, and out on the edge is where you're going to see the follicles. And follicles are basically just layers of cells. So it could either be a single layer if it's a really young follicle. If it's a more mature follicle, there'll be more layers of cells. But follicles are just layers of cells, and inside of the follicle is the oocyte. And again, the oocyte could be at different stages of development depending on, is it younger or is it older? Where is it in terms of meiosis? But that's what you want to look for. So what we're looking at right here, this is a follicle, this round circular area. And right here in the middle, that is your oocyte right there. And that's what you want to look for. So if I were to point to this, I might say, what am I pointing to? This here would be pointing to a follicle. This would be pointing to an oocyte in that follicle. And the slide would be of the ovary. And let me find you some other follicles, because they'll be of different sizes. This one's a little bit hard because it's just so dark. But over here we've got some follicles. Here's a small follicle, and right in the middle is an oocyte. That would just be a younger one. When the follicles get mature and the oocytes are also maturing, what ultimately will happen upon ovulation is the follicle will rupture at ovulation, a rupture right there, and out of it will come the oocyte that goes into the fallopian tubes. So if you look at ovaries of a young female, the outer part will look very smooth because they haven't undergone a lot of ovulations. If you look at an older woman's ovary, it will look very pitted, kind of like the surface of the moon. There'll be big pits in there. And that's from where the follicle ruptured and then the oocyte came out. It'll leave a pit behind. But that's what you're looking at here for the ovary. You're just going to look out on the surface. That would be a follicle with an oocyte in it. This is a follicle with an oocyte in it. Here's a follicle with an oocyte in it. And again, it's a little bit hard to see being projected like this because it's so dark. But the best one that we saw was that very first one. That would be the best one. So on a test, this would be what I showed you right here because it's just so nice.
Would you just pass that?
Down here, this would be the remnant of one that ruptured before. Or this could be, it's hard to tell from here, this is either a big follicle and the oocyte is in one of the other slides. That could be, or this could be a corpus luteum remnant. And we'll talk about what that is later. So the key thing, again, that you're looking for here is just follicles with the oocytes in them, and they'll be on the outer part of the ovary.
Is there blood supply?
There's blood supply into the ovary, yes. Lots of blood coming into the ovary.
So we can see veins or
You can't see them on here just because of how it's sectioned. Well, these right here might be blood vessels that you're seeing cross sections. That would probably be right there. Okay, so let me then go over to let's go to the vagina. And the vagina is going to be nice and easy for you guys because